Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Um, I'm excited for this matchup. I say that about every game because I can. It's my channel. I can say whatever I want. But let's talk about how these two compare, their paths, how they compare, their styles, and then I'll pick a winner. For Let's start with Penn State. Coach Franklin has been very successful at Penn State, but the narrative is he can't win the big one. That should change as of lately. He's won back-to-back big games, and yes, he was the favorite, and yes, his team was clearly better than SMU and Boise State. No offense to those teams, because they had some great years as well. But that's not his fault. And he won those games while he was supposed to win, and he's had a reputation of not winning big games. Those are big wins for him, and I think he's earned respect on that. You can say the same thing for Marcus Freeman with Notre Dame. He has won some ranked matchups, most notably top 10 Clemson in his first year at Notre Dame. He also beat a top 10 USC at the time last year when he beat them. And he's also had a reputation of losing games he shouldn't be losing. Marshall, his first year. Stanford, his first year. Northern Illinois. But I believe he has earned some respect on top of, let alone the Georgia game, by making it to the playoff, beating a top 10 Indiana and a top 2 ranked Georgia team. And I feel like both of those coaches have that in common. I think they both have earned a lot of respect for that. And I think people should leave them alone about that now, including James Franklin. It's not his fault. He's done what he's supposed to do. They're both similar in terms of physicality. I do think Penn State's offense is more explosive than Notre Dame's. Not to say Notre Dame's offense isn't very good. I just think you'll see a lot more high-flying plays made by Penn State, trying to be made, versus Notre Dame. They're more of a pound-the-rock style of offense. They run the football a lot more than they throw it. In terms of being clutch, I'd have to give the edge to Riley Leonard. With Leonard. He's not as explosive as Drew Allar, and granted, Drew Allar has gotten a lot better at being explosive versus last year. But Riley Leonard is more likely to not lose the game versus Drew Allar. They both run the football good. I guess you could give the edge to Notre Dame, not in regards of running the football because they're both good at running it. I think you would give the edge to Notre Dame in terms of stopping the run, because Penn State could not stop the run against Ohio State with a banged up offensive line, by the way, and they couldn't stop it with Oregon. That's why they lost 2 games. USC also had some success running the football on them. Now, granted, USC had some success against Notre Dame too, but Georgia has been known to run the football really good, especially with Trevor Etienne and Frazier, and they got maybe 30, 40, 50, 80 yards altogether running the football. So if I had to pick a winner, I got to go with Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins this game. The problem with me is with Penn State is they can be turnover prone at times, and they tend to struggle moving the ball against great defenses. Notre Dame proved something yesterday. They have a legit defense. I know Gunnar Stockton's a backup, but I feel like he gave that team a better chance than Carson Beck would have, even if Carson Beck had played. Because look at Carson Beck's losses. He had a bunch of turnovers in both losses Georgia had previously. Outside of the fumble, which really wasn't all his fault. I mean, his offensive line could protect better for him. Stockton gave Georgia a chance to win yesterday. He had over 200 yards passing. He was able to find open targets. And Notre Dame's secondary is just that good. And I think that will be the difference. The difference to me, because here's the problem with Penn State that I've had with Franklin. Any loss he's had, they say he can't beat Michigan or Ohio State. Well, why can't he beat those teams? Both of those teams have had great defenses. And Drew Allar, anytime Penn State's had a QB, they have kind of choked in those games with throwing interceptions. Guess what Notre Dame's defense is known for? Batted passes, getting interceptions. They didn't pick off Gunnar Stockton, but they could with somebody else who is turnover prone. I got Notre Dame winning this game. And to be honest, I think it might get a little ugly. I know they didn't really run up the score on Georgia, but Georgia has better athletes. Penn State does not have the players. They don't play the same style of physical football that Georgia does. Sorry, they just don't. Notre Dame does. They out-physicaled Georgia in a lot of that game. And because they got a taste of what it's like to play that team and beat them, they should beat Penn State pretty handily. I predict Penn State to struggle running the football. I predict Penn State to have a few turnovers in this game. And I expect Notre Dame to wear down and pound the rock against Penn State a lot like they did Georgia. And because I believe Georgia's defense altogether is just one of the tougher ones in the country, and Notre Dame had success doing it, limited success, but they did and ended up winning the game, I believe they'll beat Penn State by at least 2 scores. So give me, I know Notre Dame's a small favorite as of last night anyway. I don't know about now. Give me Notre Dame to win this game by a couple of scores, and I think they make a statement against Penn State. Again, not because Penn State's not very good. I just think there's levels to physicality in the country. Georgia is not, if not the most physical, they're definitely one of the more physical teams. Penn State loses big.